Lua. Hello there. Demon First. Hope all is well. D. Clark Anion as well. Hello, hello. How are you too? Cutie. Whoa. Slow down now. Hope you all are doing well. Saw you live yesterday. I was live yesterday. We're live once again. It's your birthday yesterday. Well, happy belated there, Anion. You finished the book? Was it good, Hannah? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. But happy belated birthday there, Anion. I hope you had a good day. Don't flatter yourself that. I was referring to... Oh. It's fair. Okay. You just finished? Oh, perfect timing. To have a good ending? Or is there another book? I don't know if it was a 3-book series. I don't think it is. On that last chapter high. There'll be 5 books, okay. That makes more sense. I feel like the story can get a little more breathing room. Just hanging out with a friend that visited me. We're out in the park drinking, and it was like -2 hours. Oh, goodness. Sounds cold. Hope you stayed warm. Series is this? It's the 4th Ring one. The new book just came out a few days ago. Silly drag. I wouldn't call it. It's a fantasy style. I've been doing good. We spent last stream working on statues, and gonna probably spend today's stream doing similar stuff in the creative world. I got this. I got a few crazy ideas that hit me recently. And it's bad when I get ideas like this. Real bad. Read the first one and have the second to read. Second one's good too. I believe you read it, T. Clark. Did you guys play Raft after? No, not after yesterday's stream. You have at least 3 predictions that were wrong. Oh, they're always predictions. They usually don't. They're usually not right. I have to sleep today. I'm running on no sleep since yet. Anion! My goodness. Why do you do this to yourself? You gotta stop doing that. Anywho, as I said, we're in the creative world. Doing more stuff. Yeah, but I don't have friends often, so we stayed out and got home after lunch, and I went to work straight. Good gracious, Anion. I have the physical book that was delivered today, so I can read it again in a different form now to see different details I missed. So I have to go back to the second book to pick up on some foreshadowing I was blind to. I have noticed the author has done There's a lot of little foreshadowing things, just little details that can be connected from one book to another when I listen to them both. So when I said I had a crazy idea, I mean it. I mean, I shouldn't do this. But it'd be really cool if I did. Essentially, I don't have a great grand idea for where the statues are gonna go. Like I know I want to put them on a platform of some sort. Um, so we gotta make something like that, a platform for them. And then where do we put them all? So you know me, I like to have grand ideas accidentally. And, maybe it'd be kind of cool if we just made a building that housed them. These 1-to-1 scale replica build like statues, and make a building that houses them. Be cool. Maybe a little bit big. She's funny in her foreshadowing because some of it is well hidden, but sometimes it's like, oh, geez, I wonder if that will come to play later. If you put them in a building, it's going to be a pain to ever expand. It's going to be a building that I'm going to make sure it's expandable. So, hello there, cat dog. How are you doing? So I've seen people have done, people have redemptions all the time in some of these long-term hardcore worlds. And oftentimes it'll be like a tunnel. They'll have a tunnel that will house them all. And tunnel, and then I don't know. They'll have cubbies. Whoops. Uh, why would they make little cubbies for them? A tunnel makes sense for Dorm. Well, yes, of course, but this I don't think this is gonna be related to the mountain build at all. The statues. I don't think I want to connect them to that. We could, but I don't have it pictured anywhere. So what's this theory crafting today? Well, as I'm saying, the streamers have little redemptions or high point redemptions where they make little cubbies, and they have armor stands or something, and it's like customized around to the person, and maybe they'll have some items in that. See, we're not gonna do that. Sort of. Instead, I'm thinking, what if I make a building that, you know, houses the statues, that are like 40 blocks tall? It's the same concept, somewhat. It won't be so customized towards people. It'll be a very standard view and feel to it. You know, those little cubbies that kind of form in arches, and then it's a long hallway that would just is filled with the statues on either side. Increase the prices? Oh no. Down the road, maybe, if I had like 100 people watching me, but no. With the effort, 100,000 is cheap? No. Because I'm not doing anything extra with the statue. Statue's the statue. This is just a building to house them. That's going to be replicated over and over and over. But you know, you get the vibe. Be kind of cool. This is what yours is looking like at the moment. It's not done just yet. I think one of the questions I had that you weren't around for was if we wanted to change the birch wood out for a different look in the head, at least. I think I'd want to keep it in the body. But we could change it out in the body too, I guess. White concrete is what we changed for Deadeye. Maybe we don't raise our arm in the statue. That was just, that's for something else. It was kind of cool with the raised arm, though. Does it not look cool? It's kind of like you're pointing. In the head for sure? Okay, I can do it real quick. I like it in the body. Yeah, it's a lot less in the body. And it mixes in a little better with the diorite. Unless it's holding a giant lantern. No, most likely all statues will just be at arms will be at their sides. Place birch log with white concrete. I don't need to do this for what? Is it wood? Does that blend in a little better? Does it blend in too much? It's up to you here, Aaron. I can try another block. But it was just the white concrete that worked nicely. Yeah, it does blend a little too much. Not the pale wood. I know, I just crossed my mind there. Stripped. What? You can try the calcite. I want to do it to the log. I think calcite's the winner. It's tough right there because we want it to be subtle, but not too subtle. Calcite's the winner though, for sure. For something better. Those are easy changes for me to do. It was one of those things I asked you, Aaron, and then I'm assuming you had walked away or something and didn't hear me. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just build it and see what the heck they want in the end. Yeah. Yours is also the first one I'm doing where I can't really connect these corners nicely. Like if I do that, it's far too blocky. And pixels start to get off on the head. So I think yours is just going to be, it's going to have those corners not filled in. With mine, we worked it around a little more. It's like all up to preference. I was able to use some walls. But honestly, I don't think it still looks good just because of how many things you have that poke out, so it almost all lines up. It won't work. It's just a different white. He's even like we still don't have anything here. I could try, but it's not gonna look it won't look right because it's something entirely different. And the more it's been here and the more I've looked at it, I think it looks fine. Especially since yours probably won't be the only one with little jut outs. That is no, yeah, exactly. That is like how it looks. It's just one of those things where you don't think about it when you're looking at it. If I could do it where it was only like a slab length out, I would. Here, but also watching The Hobbit while screaming at USPS for being slow to get me my package. You tell them, Emmy. Alright, I also appreciate you popping on in. Hope all is well. So, one of the things I'm thinking about here. Uh, so sorry for having to watch those things. What? Oh, come on, they're not that bad. They're still fun. I have the new mic, but still waiting on my interface. Just can't even use the mic yet. That's too bad. I'll calm down. I I think I'm gonna go for a similar vibe to what I have here. I really loved this block palette I had. Obviously, I think it goes well with the statues. But I really like this block palette. It's complicated but yet simple at the same time. So maybe we just I don't know, grab one of these real quick. Let's make this build but 50 times bigger. I don't know. It doesn't need to be that much bigger. I'm not making this build for it. It wouldn't work. Not for what I want. What? Yeah. Throw it in here. Oops, not too much. Place that there. Let's grab temp block. Temp block down here. Yeah, we do need to make it bigger. Probably just up the size of the entire pillar itself. Can we can we work on a different statue? To do. Oops. Move this over here. Hello, Thad. What are you doing there? What a handsome lad. Let's figure out a platform of some sort. I have two different things I'm using here, just since I don't know Axiom too well just yet. I've messed around with it a little bit, but uh, it's it's not become my my newfound love just yet. There's some people that really like it. Like I like some of the features in it, but man, there's a few things that I don't uh, fully understand just yet. Like I know how to grab something really easy and then move it. But I don't know how to like. Can I just Control C this? And then what? Control V? No, it's just wish there was a way that I knew off the top of my head. So you know, maybe this is the learning point between both of these. Whoa! Why did it do that? Oh, I'm learning. So if I, oh my, we're learning new things here now. I'm learning my keybinds I have set up for this one is not the best. It's all on the right side of my keyboard since I haven't had the time to mess with it. So we can just, that's so cool. You know how cool that is? What else can we do? Raise, set up symmetry, smear, stack. Stack, yeah. That's what I wanted. Oh, beautiful. What's clone do? Scroll to clone, scroll. Click to extend. We're learning. And then the best thing about this, I can undo it in a second. What sorcery is this? It's that new building mod that people have been that I keep seeing builders slowly switch to, called Axiom. This ain't Minecraft anymore. No, you want to see a crazy screen, Lana? I'm basically in a graphic art thing. We can here just this it's we've gotten things have gotten a little crazy. I don't know all the things just yet. Where is it? I can never find what I want. Shape, path, rock tool. Yeah, sure. But we can change the elevation a little bit. Oops. And also change the glass. You get the point. We can roughen it. Oops. Dad, can you let that through, please? No. Just trying to say hi to her. I know. Alfie also said hi to Alana. Hi, Alfie. How are you doing? They said your name backwards. Like we can paint in Minecraft. I can't wait for someone to eventually use this mod and become Bob Ross. Because they totally could at this point. Like, how was Lana this evening? Oh, well. We can. What else? Could change the block to whatever, you know. There's a lot of times where you just here, we don't even need to do that. We could just can middle mouse click a block, paint grass. You can go and grab arc tool. Build up. Whoops. I don't know how I keep doing that. We can slope it somehow. Ooh, we gotta be careful with that one. I've messed around with it just a little bit, but it is quite interesting. Anyhow. I haven't gotten into that window too well. I'm excited. I'm going shopping tomorrow, and I can't wait for the armful of Legos I'll get. They're so expensive. Wish there was something that easily could just make this bigger for me, one size up. Oops. Let's make a nice big platform for us. Whoops. Hmm. I got paid this week. It'll be worth it, D. Clark. You got paid this week. Oh no. I'm getting worried. What happens if I do this? Oh, cool. Because I can fly through it. Well, go get him, Deadeye. So let's imagine how far out would we want this to be? You're doing good. That's good to hear. Was just listening and he said D Clark. D Clark, how do? D Clark's doing good. Um, Anywho, since for anyone that is just popping on in here right now, I'm working on the statues, obviously. Or stuff for the statues more of. I have this crazy idea that popped into my mind uh since yesterday to build a building that will house these 1-to-1 scale statues that you guys are redeeming. So, 1-to-1 scale, they're this big. And I think it'd be kind of fun if we had a nice big building to house them in. And I'm basically, I've seen people make stuff for redemptions before, with usually an armor stand, and then they'll have their own little cubby. So I'm just gonna do that with the statues. So they'll be like pillar, archway, cubby kind of knockout for the statue. Repeat, 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 repeat. Big hallway, fun stuff everywhere. That's kind of what we're doing. Does that make sense? Am I speaking words that make sense? They do make a sentence that makes sense. I hope so. Because I think it'd be really fun. I don't have a lot of things in my world that you guys are connected to, apart from just simply you guys watching me for however long. So I thought this would be a fun way to, connect things up. At the moment, I'm just trying to figure out proportions of how close I would want stuff to the statue. Um, I don't know how many of you guys draw, but if any of you guys do any sort of drawing ever, you kind of start off with a rough sketch first and figure out the sizing of everything. So that's kind of what I do. The same with building. I don't know. It's the best I can kind of correlate it all. So what I'm getting at the moment from here, pillars, lots. Well, they need to be bigger. Not too much bigger. We don't want to take away from the statue. Although I do think um, these could actually move forward. Gives it a little more depth. Honestly, it might just be easier if we move statue instead. Ah! Grab this guy. That guy. Ooh, too far. There we go. So fast. Too far. Something like that. That's right in line. The head. I think that'll look good. I hope this is a tad more interesting than piecing the statues together that I did yesterday. That'll be something that we'll have to continue working on. So what do we do here? How do we want to do this? Nope. I really destroyed this black. That's funny. Is that centered? Just win a file. Why isn't there a center? Oh no, it's right. Five, and then we have a mark of 1, and then it goes 3. That's all correct. So, you start to get the feel there. Oops. Undo that. And then you'd want to try and figure out how far apart we'd want it all, right, too? Um, I don't... I really like this idea. Man, does it add a lot of work. One of those things where someone should be like, "Hey, Thad, you probably shouldn't." Dragon, you got your book? Okay. So would you build the statues first and then the structure? I mean, technically, I would be able to, D. Clark. Because I was thinking since last night. I was like, I don't know how I want to. I don't know where I really want to put the statues. I know I want to. They need to be on something, obviously, or in something. In this sense, now that I've come to this. Initial idea would be it goes on a platform of some sort. We got platform and statue, but it wasn't connecting for me. So then the idea, I'm thinking about what I've seen other streamers do, and they've made their own. They have things like what I was showing over there with the little cubby and all that. So I was like, I could just make a room that is stackable and repeatable to put the statues in. Use the statues and place them on a mountain as focal points. Yeah, no. It could, but I'd rather not. I don't think the statues will work anywhere near the mountain. If we did this underground, though, I did laugh on that one, yeah. What an idea. Um, if we did this underground, wouldn't have to build an exterior. Mountain chat more, no. I wouldn't have to build an exterior to said building. So, we could make this a hall, some sort of structure in the undergrounds of the Dwarven Kingdom. Yes. Hello there, Triple H. How are you doing? Hope all is well. We're still in the creative world, and since yesterday, ideas have gotten a little extravagant. Beastly Crawdad as well. Hello there. How are you? Let's I think I'm just gonna go for a similar pillar design as this one. I like it. It's one of the designs I've really enjoyed. If you ever look up designs of pillars that people have done in the past, like just like ideas for pillars, nobody ever uses more than one block color. It's like I never see anyone do it. Don't know why. I think my biggest question here is if we were to try and here, let's, for example, just to give me a rough idea, let's move this guy. Actually, let's clone it. Clone it. Move it over. Move it up. We need to somehow get it like roughly that high, right? You doing okay? Just okay, or is that a good okay? Good okay. Well, that's good. Well, now it's an even better okay. D. Clark, thank you for the gift sub to Beastly Crawdad. I really appreciate that. Too kind. 95 gift subs to the channel as well. It's a good person to gift us up to. I forgot what I was doing here. I got lost in thought. I mean, I know it looks silly at the moment. So you're testing designs and creative? At the moment, I am. Uh, yes. Yes, I am. We're, just messing around, truthfully. Trying to figure out, want to make a building to house these statues. This pillar design is funny when I stretch it out like this. I'm just trying to see if it would work. If we did stretch it out, it'd probably change a lot of the intertwines of it. But if we had it that tall, I'd have to make the base bigger and that bigger, for sure. Do we have... I wish I had an easy thing to grab. Not that. A pillar. All of these are gonna be huge. I only want one. Let's go grab one. I think this pillar will be too big. I haven't been in this in the world in a little while. Forget all the things we've done. Forget how crazy this room looks when it's finished. I don't have a design of this. I don't have an old design of this, do I? It's your favorite room? I think it's yeah. It's my favorite at the moment. Kind of see some of the later ideas here. I don't know how I feel about this anymore. I think I've moved past it. Although, as much as I love the pillars, I think I am in love with this wall. Um, I'm not here to look at that stuff, though. I want to grab one of these pillars. Oops. It's this one. This way. And then this room is a testament to hard work. Then again, that might be the whole build. This room is definitely a testament to how many times can you build something before you go crazy. It's it's the first room I've designed, obviously. That's why it's the most. It's what we always see the most of. It's the first thing I've started with. He was crazy before you started. That's true. I think I had done the entrance, and then I always knew I wanted to do this room, this pillared hall that we see in the movies. It was one of those things where I was like, I gotta build it, at least to my own liking. Um, and it's I remember when I was working on it in creative, it was just I had done like 7 different pillar designs, and I finally landed on this one after like a month of making different pillars. Um, oh, here it is before I even have any of the deep slate and other blocks in there. I might actually grab one of these instead. Um, Made like 7 different ones, and I finally settled on this one that I was really happy with. And I did my first uh, copy and like paste of stacking a whole bunch of pillars in one of the quadrants. I think it was this quadrant. And I saw this view and I was like, that's the view. That's the view that I wanted. It was the right height. I do think I probably could have spaced them out a little bit further by just a few blocks. I like what we have. It still works. But by a few more blocks, could have been something too. We get the feel of us further spread out here. I was so happy with what it looked like in the first quadrant, and then I filled out the rest of the quadrants, and it was, I mean, I did a spin, and it was perfect. Everyone wants to do it, few would truly achieve. It's a tough thing to like kind of nail down. Like people get a lot of the scale. There's so many different. I've seen a lot of different versions of this room, and there's been some really cool ones, but it's it's cool. When you're on the ground in between, it feels like the spaces are much bigger. They are, but they are big. Like I I think the pillars are 55 blocks tall. And a little further down the road, it'd be fun to have this sort of ground. Imagine walking through a room IRL and feeling so small, right? Like you just look up and it goes so far up that it gets dark. Cinnamon wants Dr. Pepper. Cinnamon not allowed to have Dr. Pepper. I've seen what it can do to people, the addiction. And then we finally got around to designing the wall out a little bit more. It's not fully done. I still gotta do like the corners. But if you're looking down this way, it feels endless with how the wall connects in the background. Obviously, looking straight on, it doesn't feel as endless. Like you look at it at an angle here, and it just some trippy things going on. I support my local Texan business known as Dr. Pepper. Anyhow, we're not supposed to be working on this. Y'all are distracting. This is what I want. Pillar. I sometimes forget some of these builds I've done. There'll be times I'm building and I'm like, man, why am I not good at this? And then I just remember it's because I've only spent like an hour on it, and stuff like this takes hours to get to. Takes more than just a few quick minutes to get something to look good. It it doesn't happen quickly. I mean, look at some of the stuff that I haven't spent as much time on. Random ideas thrown about. I still really like this one. This one we're probably gonna end up doing at some point. I want to say seeing your work on the pillars was the first time I saw you, but all I remember is you placing stone. It's overcome all my memories. Yeah, that the stone placing does that. Yeah, this needs to be scrapped. Oh, it looks so small. Yeah, it doesn't get the dwarven feel. It was a little too much with the black stone. The small amounts of it that I have here and there are good. Like right there is nice. The few right there just to add the accent. Even down there is nice. I think what I did down here might be a little too much. I don't think so though. I think the structure I went for was good. Still has that dwarven feel on either side. Sorry, it might be a little dark. Make it a little bit brighter. And then this wall was just simply very similar to what I did for the entryway, but way bigger. And then we split one of the pillars in half. It's like a little bit trippy. We got half of a pillar here, and then it gets split up quite a ways all the way onto the other side. Just to mess with the view. But it works perfect. Anywho. Fun world. Fun world to look at. One day. One day we'll get there in the survival world if we stop looking at it and actually start doing stuff. What? What happened there? Let me finish that. Load. Load you. What schematics we have on that? None. See, this pillar. It's funny. Just to get a reference scale to some stuff. That one's way too big, I think. Let's just paste it in just to get the view. It's too big for what I'm going for. So obviously we don't go for a structure that's 5. I think 3 is the right number. We just need to figure out. That is a huge pillar. For I can see why that takes 45 minutes to build. Oh my goodness. So we go for something like this, but we need a bigger base. And then I need to make a decision on if I go. I think what we're gonna do is going to go for like a 3 and then like a 2 3. This doesn't make much sense yet. But Minecraft skins, they're even. They land on an even base here. So you can see. So I gotta make the entryway this way even. But I think I can get away with making the pillars odd, which will make my life easier. Because man, trying to make a even pillar sounds like a pain. So what? We go for one. Need wall, slab, the basics. Don't need you. Slab. Let's go for a 3 thing that goes up like so. Ah, there we go. Go for something that goes that high. Oops. be like too much. It might be. I still think this general look of it might be good. It's always tough to figure out what will work. It's funny. You have to excuse me. I haven't done too much building in a while. I do a lot of terraforming now. It always takes a minute to warm up and get into. But if we have something that big, we probably want to go for one. So that builds up a base like that. That's too much. Like one of those things you gotta be wary of. When building towers, you need to make sure that however tall you go, your base works along with it. Otherwise, it just doesn't look proportionally correct. You don't want that. You want your pillar to look right. You know, get the proportions down. Let me bump that up. You're gonna go have a good stream? Sounds good there, cat dog. No worries. Hope you have a good rest of your day there. Are we starting to get a few of these in? Now the pillar starts to look a little bit more correct. Do something like this, similar to what we did on that one. Even do two, yeah. One looks right. For now. Oh, do you guys do a lot of building and creative ever? I do enjoy it. It opens up a lot. You have full freedom to use whatever you can in Minecraft. I think there's only ever been like one time where I've done something fully in creative. It's right over there. I'm looking at it. Most all my builds are in creative. Really? Interesting. I enjoy building creative. It helps get the ideas and play with new ones. Okay. Yeah, okay. So you guys do it. Then I transport it over to Viola, usually with changes. Yes. So I'm right there with you. Oftentimes if I do build something in creative, I don't. That did work. So much faster than flying. I don't throw in all the details. It's like, I built this village at one point, and, you know, I just built the outside, the shell, and then I did interiors for them on the actual world. This was one of my more favorites that I did in the past. We should make a building like this in the medieval port city. Honestly, I might just take this one. I love this building. I never finished the inside of it in the survival world. Um, but I would do all the exterior stuff, some of the more difficult stuff, the stuff you would have to go like up and down, up and down, up and down, flying back and forth to try and get the views right. Where I'd often I would do creative or the huge stuff like what we've done way over here. The stuff I've done here. Stuff that's just a pain to do since it's floating. Huge, a little bit bigger of a scale for sure. It looks huge, but if I went in through that pillar that we have over here on, to get some laughs out of this for my own self. Here's the pillar next to this, next to these guys. Oops. So, you know, big build still. It's as big as the dome. Usually only get 5 hours outside of work and sleep, so I prefer creative because I can get more done in less time with less stress. Yeah, I, that was probably the biggest reason why I switched to creative is that I put, there was a build, it was the entryway of the mountain. I had done the initial draft of it all in survival, and I had it near to done, and I hated it. I hated every bit of it, and I tore it all down. That entire version of the entryway no longer exists. I never liked it, and it was all done in survival. I'd probably put near 12 hours into the thing, and it was all just terrible. And after that build, I was like, screw it. I'm going in a creative world. I'm figuring this out. Saved me so much more time. I was able to do so much more detail since it was easier. Same here, I do the shell and the outline, some details, but complete it all in survival, and it'll change depending on where it is built and what materials I have available. Oh, really? Even the materials, interesting. I don't spend much time in creative. I don't spend much right now. You still get around to playing Minecraft there, Bill? Used to see more about your world. But now I got like multiple creative worlds. This is the one I've been spending more time on, but I have another one that's a lot. Your world is a bit patchy. What? This world? I just kind of, it's meant to be a complete blank canvas here. There's been so many different things that have gone on. Yeah, I mean, I have to decorate it, right? And then creative conduits are easier to get than in survival. Oh, that's funny. See, I see it as if I'm placing like blocks 1 to 1 in creative, where I'm just like going boop 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 boop. Yeah, I can be just as fast in survival doing this. But if I'm doing stuff where I gotta start doing stuff like this, all of a sudden, uh, I just saved so much time, and I was able to do something larger faster. Then eventually I get around to it. That's why we use create schematic cannon. Ah, that's fair. So I have to find my shelf, like amethyst clusters or something. That's what I should get. Oh, I should write that idea down, Minxie. Amethyst would be a beautiful decoration in like a medieval build. It'd be like something you would see in Skyrim. Like, I had this fun idea. I wanted to do this on a server, was build a maze for people to go through. I was gonna put I was thinking of putting some sort of like a Ravager in here, seen uh, games like that before, but with a maze, I thought it'd be fun. And I was like, oh, I kind of like the view of it and build a temple. And started building one, and you jump down through here, and then you would enter the maze essentially. Or if you guys, I don't know how many of you guys saw me when I worked on my my PvP uh, Capture the Hill game. This was my rough draft I did in creative. Most of it was terraforming. I wanted to not spend a lot of time on the actual building of the arena. So, all of this stuff is rocks and all that I can easily do. The outside was just going to be built up wall. And then the few things that I didn't want to build in survival because it would take a little longer because I knew I wanted it to be a little more detailed. It's actually put in here. And then final product, or close to anyway, was kind of this. It was down in a hole. Eventually, I was gonna terraform up the sides. Never got around to it. But the main thing with this game was all of the redstone that went into it. You guys were around. I essentially it was capture the hill. Two teams, and there was a full on point thing for every time a team took the hill. Does it work? It might not work. Since it's from a creative, there's probably needs a block in here. There we go. This is one of those fun things. I'm not looking. Yeah. Poor D. Clark. So, that redstone took so long to do. There's so many lines to it. If you guys ever enjoy redstone, this was fun. I haven't done anything hard. Mostly get on to farm gold that I need. Fair enough. Did a creative mode collab build for Christmas. That was fun. Oh, that does sound like fun. It's the first time I've ever built anything for a portal in Minecraft. Thought I'd go all out. Usually I just build one and call it a day. It took me a few hours to design and build our house in creative, and then the cannon built it in 5 minutes. Kind of puts me to shame. No, it doesn't. You did the hard work. I feel like the maze would be some part of your experiments. No, it wouldn't. I don't know what you're on about, Lana. It was during that time I was gonna build it on the server, Lana. I had the maze fully figured out, and then people stopped playing. Had the maze had multiple ways of getting from one floor to another. I don't remember it anymore. I think maybe there's one over here. I don't know. It wasn't supposed to be easy. Oh, here we go. Here's one way down to the next level and then another. I built a maze for my TARDIS build on a Greek map. Oh, that's cool. Taurus. I'm not saying that right. I know what you mean though. Is that what the underside of most PvP maps look like? If they're built in survival, Beastly Crawdad, Tartarus, Tartar, yeah, whatever. Anyway, uh, Tartarus, I don't know. If they're built in survival and that has actual mechanics behind it, then yes. Honestly, it wasn't. It's not even that many complicated things. Okay, there are complicated things, but when you break it down, it's quite simple. So because it has the capture point, obviously. It goes back and forth between the two colors of the team. And then there's a point system to it. And that's what all of this does, is simply the back and forth and the point system. But when you build something, you need to, especially on a server, you need to make sure it's built so a fool couldn't break it. So like, no matter how many times you go back and forth on these pressure plates, nobody's gonna break it. The redstone won't break. As far as I know. I never ran into it breaking anyway. But at the same time, you need, I have a system to say this team is ready, and then there's another one on the other side. And if you weren't ready, you could click it off. So you got two of those, and then the game starts. It was just, and once the game starts, you can't stop. Like just little things like that. And then I added extra things, so you get geared up quickly with stuff. There's this like these gear stations. Click the pressure plate, get gear. But food is kind of a big part of PvP. So I have food that spawns in the game periodically that goes off on a timer. A timer that then also rolls a three-sided dice, essentially, a 1 in 3 chance the food might actually come up into the map every X amount of time. And that like also gets started with the game. There was a lot that went into it. I loved it. There are dice in Minecraft. Yeah. There's a 9-sided dice. It's called a dropper. They're fun. Because essentially what I did to roll a dice is I had a dropper. And Minecraft droppers, if you activate it, like let's say you put 3 different items in here. You activate this guy, it's going to choose one of the 3 randomly. So I use that as a dice. And essentially, if it was the correct item, it would go through an item filter, check it. If it's the correct item, it spawns in a piece of food in the map, or throws one in at different locations throughout it. There's like 9 of these guys that spawn in food that all go off at different times. And then since it rolls a dice, they don't all just spawn in every 30 seconds. They're every 30 seconds, maybe only 2 food items spawn in. That was kind of one of the ways I added randomness to it. Very simply. I'm not great at Redstone, but I'm not bad at the same time. A lot of it was just piecing things together. It's like, I know the dropper can be a dice that randomizes stuff for me. I know for a point system, I can use a comparator and have items just collect up in a chest. And then once it hits the right amount, the right signal strength, that's the point system. Any level of redstone makes my head hurt. I don't like thinking, okay, I'm done talking about it. But it was one of those things I really enjoyed doing. It's pretty cool. I consider that good at redstone because I'm terrible at it. Yeah, I I caused poor D Clark watched a lot of the streams where we would mess around with the redstone. I did actually a majority of it off stream. I had probably spent a good day just doing redstone, like a good 24 hours. I went through a lot of tiling. No, you didn't. Don't say that. Makes me feel bad. But anywho, back to building. I'm glad to hear that other people also building creative. I think I think it helps for anyone, especially people that don't have as much time. What are the different things here? I had something to like flip. Am I just missing it? I had seen it somewhere simple. Clone, stack, smear, extrude, erase, symmetry. Oh yeah, you're not alone in the creative building. It helps with planning so much. Yeah, it really does. Being able to plan things out, and I don't know how many. I doubt probably not as many of you guys use all the different building mods out there. This one right here is Axiom with all these really crazy things. It's this tool right here that I've been using the most. Pretty simple to understand. This, not a clue yet. There's some cool things in here that I like. Like there's a little paintbrush that could be fun. And then you're able to just control Z things to undo. I haven't used that here. That one's called Axiom, and then I still have World Edit. I know a lot with World Edit still. So that one I still have. First off, we don't need it to be this high. Wish it was in 1.19. Axiom? Was it does not go back that far? I thought it would. I feel like Axiom's been around for a little while. I've been enjoying messing around with it, but man, is it a learning curve, as any building mod is, usually. I'm sure if I don't know what y'all do, but if you mess around with probably like graphic art stuff, um, I'm sure this would be a little bit easier to mess around with. There's, oh, I'm looking around. There's too much there for me at the moment. Oops. Uh, let's uh, let's remove the stone from here. 1.20 plus? Really? I feel like it's been around for so long. Move. Replace. Stone with... That's not with more stone. With that here. I think that's the biggest thing I've noticed with the Axiom one. Is that if you did get good with this, you would probably be able to do stuff even faster than with World Edit. Like all of this stuff, it has a lot of hotkeys for a lot of this stuff. I'm sure you can set up some more too in it. Like, I bet if I click G, if I click G or P, it goes to the paint and that. And it's all like in game. It's all hotkey based. You stay on your keyboard, and you're not typing out long words like you do with World Edit. And typing out words through your keyboard, silly. Yeah, but imagine if you didn't have to, and all you had to do was click one letter, and you'd be able to do a whole bunch just in a second. It's just more hands-on. I went one too far here. I wanted to line. I wanted to line it up right there. Sophia, hello there. How are you doing? I like the mod that allows you to pretty much place your blocks on air by looking at a block and choosing to place it up behind it. Saw you do this on the mountain. Oh, that one's a little more complicated. If I remember correctly, to be able to do that, it takes two mods. So, one of them is Tweakaroo. That's the main part of it. That allows for you to set up a hotkey for it. And it's honestly, Minxie, it's complicated because there's like 3 different hotkeys that you gotta set up to be able to do it. He's like, the main one I use is just the one that allows me to go like up one, over one, just add a space. That's the main one I use, but there's also one that allows you to rotate blocks that are rotatable. And that one I use often in Redstone. But you need Tweakaroo and then I believe Carpet as well is the one that goes along with it to allow for that. I'm not 100% sure, just because I've been using that mod for so long. Holiday, how are you doing? I'm doing well. We're in a creative world at the moment, working on stuff for statue redemptions. Just planning things out. The base is too big at the moment. It needs to be changed around. This is so cool. Did you get those 2 mods there? Also, if anyone ever did wonder what all my mods are, here they are. I think this shows all of them. Just going down. And then those bottom ones, it's just zeros for the last two. But yeah, Tweakaroo. That one has a lot of stuff in it that's very game breaking. So, you know, be wary if you play on servers. It's the Tweakaroo I use for a lot of things. One of them is, I think it changes my fog a little bit for Nether and End. I have it for my zoom. A lot of other people have a fancier zoom that's like smooth. I don't really care about that. I just care about looking. It's my free cam. It's the rotating blocks thing, replacing blocks. There's probably a few others that I have in there. Carpet is needed for some of the rotating ones, but not the offset. Can be done with raw. Can it? Okay, thank you, Bill. Bill, I actually believe you helped me in the past with that. It's a good mod. Just can be very broken. With a lot of stuff in it. I feel like that spaces out too much. I think we gotta move it in. I don't wanna... I kind of want them tucked in here. Maybe I just had it too far spaced out. Yeah, right there is better for his size. Hey, so you gotta update your Minecraft by the sounds of it, Bill, if you're still in 1.19. That was a while ago. 1.19? What are you still doing in there? Yeah, this base is not right. Unless we take it a little further up, maybe? Let's just bring this up for my own view. I often like to just build out of one block as well, when I'm first going through stuff. Just allows for me to see things, especially a block that has the 4 different things that I like. That's better. I'm gonna do another little thing here like this that I did before. Do that at like shoulder length, maybe. That's Let's just move one of these in. I'm probably gonna edit it a little bit just because of the length of the tower. Oops. How do we feel about that? I want to just change this stuff out to be back to what it was. It's always a joy whenever I'm mess around with actual building in one of my creative worlds. We always go on a nostalgic tour, it feels like, with all the different things I've done. Mainly because it also helps me just brainstorm when I look at past things I've done. I don't know if you guys do that. Surprisingly, there are a few builds I am happy with that I've done in the past, or I like features of them that I've done. Certain parts. Like, I keep coming back to this pillar design I did however long ago. Absolutely love it. I've used it in a few different places, at least just the general idea of it. Then I made a smaller one of it. This one's really scaled down version. And just a different little thing in the middle, just to change it up and be its own thing. It's one of those things that I just can't seem to escape because I really like what we had as an outcome of it. So what if we did something like this? Too much. Just enough. He's like too much. I think this goes one black too high on everything. Feels better. You suck at early game Minecraft? What's going on, Hannah? Walk us through it. Surprisingly, there are a good few minds here that know the game. At least I think there are. I honestly have no idea how many people are here. Yeah, skeletons are tough. We haven't played early game in a while. Skeletons, killer. Shield required. It's a required thing nowadays in early game Minecraft. 'Cause I don't know how else you kill skeletons. Hate baby zombies the most. I can handle baby zombies. Mainly because I'm still I'm still spry as many times as you guys call me old. I still can hit little targets. I'm liking this. I don't know if I should brag about being able to hit baby zombies. Come on now. Hate early game. I can't stand no beacons. Bill. Oh my goodness. Absolutely. I 100% agree. I don't, if I ever start in a new world, I can't do any building until I have a beacon. It's like I don't have materials. I can't get materials because I don't have my haste, and I like building out of stone, and I don't want to mine stone, and I don't have any stone because the game is too easy, and you don't really spend too much mining any time nowadays. And to get stone, I need a beacon. I need a beacon. Can't play without it anymore. Need my haste mining. I spend years without enchants and without haste mining. No more. Not going back to primitive stages. Hannah, this is the guy that kills cats in Creative World. Is it that far of a stretch to hear about? I don't know how it happened. Nobody say anything about my cat head mission. Hannah's collected all the cat heads. Oh, that's funny. We must have been testing a wither skeleton thing in this world. Heck, there's a cat. Like, I don't know how it happened. What do you guys think about this shape? Does it look right? The top's not done, so don't think about that so much. I've brutally shot down many cats and wow. Clip it, quote it. It's for a good cause. Mm-hmm. It was for a museum build that was never made. Hey, you never know, it might happen. I have a cat farm for when for fun when running my slime. See, now that's just brutal. Do you have a dolphin farm? Tell me you have a dolphin farm. Nope, it's one too far. Hate dolphins. Let's remove you. You don't need to be here anymore. Careful, mobs will spawn in that thunderstorm. I'm catching up here. Just how many axolotls have died? These poor creatures. No, axolotls are brutal murderers. They kill all fish and squid for no reason. Brutal. Your question should be how many chickens? I still find it so funny when you were trying to get that chicken head and your head chest in your storage system was labeled with a chicken head. It's the craziest thing. Many innocent doggos have drowned. I forgot they were following me. You know, it just happens. Axolotl has a decent chance of heads dropping with chickens with 0.01% chance. I wish I had a real dolphin farm. I need to get around to that. Yes, you do, Bill. They're so annoying. I do not want to relive that. God, that discovery was the best. Hannah's like, why'd you bring it up? Lana's like, that was amazing. It was beautiful. Gonna bet I'm starting to nod off. Sounds good there, Beastly Crawdad. No worries. I appreciate you being here as long as you have. You get some good sleep. It was stupid. The crash out. It was beautiful. Well, nobody said the pillars looked bad so far, so that's good. Beyond upsetting. See, it was really funny because I had noticed it in your storage room. I was like, oh, that's funny. Hannah must have. Hannah's being really petty, you know. She was so upset about not getting a chicken head, and then she got like multiple, like got two back to back. And she must have put the other one as a label to her head chest, and I brought it up. That's not how it went. Oh, good times, good times. Lily had that head since day one. Yep. What do we go for? Do we go for an arch? Do we go for like something that has like a support, and then like straight across? That's the middle. I wonder, do we try? Do we try and, you know, mess her out with something? Only been watching an audio only, but I'm sure it's Bill, you're always, you're always humbling me. I appreciate it. Whoops. Why isn't there an easy way to do this? That's why I don't do stuff like this. Modeling. Oh, interesting. Flat surface. Triangle. Oh, goodness. Oh! Interesting. Go for something like that, or maybe even up one. Now we're getting fancy. So what if we went for something, went like that? Could be fun. How do I accept this? Enter? Oh my goodness! It's so intuitive. Who would have thought? And it this is crazily very handy. The fact it draw like I don't know if you guys, but there's that blue line that goes across making a plane. Oh my, what? You guys say the camera movement? A little weird. There's only so many buttons they can have. I don't know if I like it like that. I feel like it would be better something like this. Is there something to... Oh. Can I maybe... No, I can't do that. Oops. Oh, this button feels dangerous. Don't touch that. I just... You've forsaken the vegetarian life. You're terrible. Why would you do that? Uh, this is... This is interesting. Well, funny, I didn't... It's not perfect. I think I think I like that one still more. Uh, do- remove that. Do- Does that look right? Oh no, that's funny. Technically, I haven't yet, but I'm creating questionable divine living condition. What? What does that mean? Why isn't this making the same shape as I wanted before? Whatever. It's it close enough. We'll mess with it anyway. Since I don't particularly like how that came along. Oh, way would I want it? Um, was it under clone that was the flip? Okay, I found it. Uh, cancel that. Let's just grab this guy, scroll to clone, flip it. Um, Convert, finish. Let's try these little bits. Now it's the same on either side. Many cows, one 3x4 block pen, 4 stacks of loaves to go through yet. You need to just start farming, Hannah. You don't need to eat them. It's the best. You can never run out, I swear. You can still be a vegetarian. I like it. I like the general shape and idea that we have going here. Steak is far superior, though. Vegetarian, D. Clark. Anna's gonna be a vegetarian. She doesn't need to eat the animals. I like the pillar so far. Obviously, the top still needs working on that. But I like the feel that's starting to happen here. What do you guys think? Like, imagine this row upon row uh of statues of all of you guys. I was thinking for the backside though, we how much do we want to try and learn Axiom here? Or Axiom. Okay, Control C. Mm. I was kind of hoping there might have been a way to add something more there. Oops. Remove that in one. Out one. Or maybe we shorten it all together. This is a crazy mod. Is there a way I could like easily? I wish I could grab more than 1 point. Cancel that. I think there is a button here. Elevate, extrude. Whoops. See that? We can bump that up too. Of course. End it there. I'm having too much fun. Oh my goodness, it's what I want, though. Are you getting the vibe I was thinking? More of my ideas are down now. Did that in 5 seconds. This is a new era of building. I see the vision, yes. Yeah, you start to see it a little more. A lot of gray, I know. But I think we got the sizing of it all and like the spacing of it all good. If anything, it might be even just a little tall. Oh, the joy I'm feeling right now. Because I wasn't sure if I'd be able to actually execute what I was thinking. I absolutely love it. And then you just having a big hallway. Whoops.
Toss a bit to your Twitcher, O Valley of Plenty, O Valley of Plenty.
Oh, that's funny. We messed myself up here a little bit. You always point this one out. It always makes me smile. I'm starting to remember now. Every time you say that. Doesn't even matter. It's just make sure it looks right. So now if we just wanted to grab, for example, let's go from here. Actually, I don't want to do that. Yeah, that'll work. But we only want to grab like half of it. Cancel that. We can just stack it. It went too far, didn't it? We want to grab only from here, maybe? It's one black too far still. Ah, that's because it sounded odd. Need to go one more in. This is one of those things that I just remember from all the different times I've messed with. Whoops. World edit. Oh no. What did we do? There we go. Stacking, luckily, works the exact same. Let's remove everything just out from here. Do it twice, just to get the full idea of it. Oh, why didn't it work? Oh, I did the same thing as last time. Need to grab that point. Much better. Oh, this is the type of building I really get a lot of. This is enjoying to work on. It's not something that I've been thinking about for a while. It's just an idea that came out of nowhere that I could visually see in my mind. I was like, I think the statues would look cool in a hallway. Probably an arched back to it, pillar on either side. That sort of feel. I've always wanted to do this sort of feel. I've tried to do it a few times with the Dwarven Kingdom. I think I might even uh, like move this section down. For the fun of it, let's grab Deadeye. Remove me from here. Do wonder. I've been wanting to test something here. That does work. 3 blocks in after these two guys. Okay. Oh, it'll be fun. It's gonna be good. Mhm. Okay, what next? Um, let's just figure out this connecting bit. How do we want to do all of this is the question. You know where I did some of this stuff? Was this build over here. Where I had the vibe of spacing and all that. Absolutely loved it. Do a similar vibe over here. Not the same, but similar. Little large. Slabs would go better. Or maybe nothing at all at the moment. Right here feels like too much of a drag. Right here feels like too much. Is it just too much overall? It's probably right here is where things are getting off put. My eyes are getting lost in the stone here. I don't know. Cyan concrete. Just add a background here. How does that feel? Feels like too much here. It's tough since it's even. Need a connection, just maybe not that big of a connection. Would it look like too little if I had something like that? That's another thing with this mod. There's a thing to allow me to no clip through blocks. I think that's something I've always wanted. Oh wait. Now there's something to want to see something crazy. uh Those that are listening, this one's fun. I can flip everything. It's not something I'm gonna use here, but uh, I've seen people do that. I've never done it before, where they flip their view of like something they're working on for graphic art just to see if a line lines up like how it's supposed to. This really reminds me of an art program, different tools and abilities. It's amazing. It is amazing, and I'm glad I grabbed it here when I updated all my mods. Um, because you can see it. Capabilities. It has a lot to it. And honestly, I think a lot of these different tools aren't going to be as helpful as this thing right here that I started messing around with. The fact I can make any shape I could ever want. Like, look at this. I just made this shape in Minecraft. I don't know what it is, but I can go back at it. And then is there. It's crazy. Wow, even when I undo it, it still goes back into this. I don't know. It stays there. That's how I made the shape of this, by the way. This little arch here. I literally just made it with that tool. I gave it 4 different points, like 4 different anchor points here. Actually, I may have had more. There may have been like 6 of them like this. Yeah. I was able to just line them up. They have the lines, so. Can make any arch. I don't know. If I unselect it, okay. Wow. I totally. If you were to, I don't know if you guys were here right away. I was looking around. I showed this menu here. was like, I have no idea what any of this stuff does. Man, I've learned so much even just in the last hour. Oh my goodness. Okay, where were we? Oops. I want to clone this instead. I told you guys, Minecraft's an art. It's an art style. Weird. When I flipped it there, it didn't grab all the staircases. Oh, there it did. Oh, I know what it was. It did grab the staircases. There was full blocks here before, and because I had that shape before. I wonder. So I know I can undo something. Does it allow for me to redo something? I wonder if I remove this button. Control. It does allow me to redo things. Oh my goodness. I'm like a kid in the candy store, but instead it's Minecraft and I'm messing around with a mod that's really fun. I know it's silly. I know it is. But this is mind-boggling that I can do this in Minecraft. Man, 6, 7 years ago, I built by taking a screenshot of something I had done and then trying to put it in survival, and I'm like counting everything out. You'd have like these big things you'd count out, and then you'd have to recount it out because, it's X amount of blocks too much and you probably miscounted. And it's better to count twice than not, is measure twice, cut once, right? Because you make so many different mistakes over time. And then come now today, and I got I got something that's just doing it for me almost. I think if it would be possible to somehow make a dome, I don't. I'm like trying to think how I would be able to do that. Let's try small scale first. A dome. You're going to have so many different points. Since it's Minecraft, we're gonna have to think a little outside the box. Outside the box, that's silly. Oh, weird, I can't finish the shape. Oh, I did, just that. See, this is, I feel like there's got to be something easier here. How could I do this easier? What tool would allow for that? What happens when I press enter? Nothing. That's funny. Wonder why. Anywho. Sorry. Getting distracted. Messing around with stuff. That's a more complicated question. Let's do something interesting. And we're going to try and figure out how far apart we want everything. That's more fun. Feels like too much, but maybe not. No, does the stacking count for me? It does. It does count. That's nice. So at the moment, 48 across. That would be 40. Did that llama just get moved? That was really cool. That's 40. Would be 35. I need to change my tool again. I just learned something right there, by the way. That even when I change my tool, I can just change. It still allows me to change between that. Now, how does this feel? Whoops. Any input from people in the gallery? Feel like if I can stand in line with the pillar and two statues are within decent amount of view, I think that's good. Or even if you're just like standing in line with the previous two statues and then the next ones are an easy amount of view. I think 35 might be it. Oops. Any comments? I'd love to hear some input. Probably be like, Thad, you've been working on this for 2.5 hours. More than 2.5 hours. We get it. You really like it? Thanks, Minxie. Appreciate it. Let's, I think, before I do settle on this, let's just try and move it in. No comment. Let's just see what happens. How close could I actually get it? Honestly, we could go closer. Yeah, I feel like it almost adds to it if we went closer. It makes it feel taller. Right? Oh, this is why we don't settle on anything without trying another. Even that could be good. I thought that would be too much. Now that's too much. Because that right there, it's too squished. I think it works being a little closer. This is 25 blocks. Moving it in another 5. Another 5 feels like too much. I think this honestly still works. How big is this gap? It's 22. That's 26. Some nice spacing to my eye. That's all that matters, is if it looks good to the eye. Certainly makes them seem huge, which it should. I don't want to make them seem small. Let's do one more. I don't want an even number. Ooh, it feels like it's a Hall of Fame or like a Hall of Giants. Should call it a Hall of Giants. I like that. Okay, that's 25 blocks. I do want it to feel like a hallway. I want it to feel like a hallway. See, if you did this in survival, that would have taken like days. Oh, I think this is it. Thank you. I appreciate it there, by the way. With the input. It does mean it'll help. It's always good to have an extra eye. Even if you might not think you're this absolute amazing builder or anything, you can still look at something and be like, yeah, that just doesn't look right. Everyone can do that. You might not know why it looks wrong, but you know something's off. Wish I had this when I was building the pillar room. I don't know if I want that. Do we go for something that's taller instead, maybe? Could you? Okay, not gonna do it. But could you imagine if it was stacked? And like this entire like this way right here was all open and you could just fly through it. There's a stacks of statues. It'd be like I don't even know, like tombs where there's statues in them where they're just kind of stacked up. I don't have any other reference than that other than what I can think of right now, but it's like the one episode from Doctor Who where he goes into this tomb full of angels, scary angel things. And there's just loads of statues everywhere, but they're not statues. They're, they're demons. Yeah, the weeping angels. I don't know Doctor Who very well. Hannah was watching it recently, and that was one of the episodes I caught when I was hanging out with her. It'd be really cool if it was stacked. Not doing it. How tall is this at the moment? Oops. It's 46 blocks tall. Still smaller than the pillar room. At least to the height it's at the moment. Nope, how'd this get in here? What are you? Remove you? It's time to remove these pillars. Or at least this guy. Bye-bye. And we're gonna move you. You know, if we did want to build this underground, and we didn't really want to waste time mining blocks away, it wouldn't be too hard to just set up a few TNT flying machines that just went along a radius, just going one way. I hope this stream has been a little more enjoyable than last night's. I've definitely enjoyed it more. I think this is much more interesting, especially with the process of learning this lovely building mod. I think the biggest thing that's running through my mind right now is how I want to do the ceiling. Um, I don't. There's a few things that are running through my mind. One of them is what's the center of this? I got a good eye for finding the center of stuff. Oh, Cinnamon's trying to get in the office. Push a little harder on the door. Well, she walked away. So, one of the ideas is how can I show you? Here, do you guys see my mouse? Okay. One of the ideas is to have a roof that goes we could do an arched roof. It'd be simple, it'd be kind of cool, would very much look like a tunnel. Or we do a pointed roof to an extent. Could even just go flat in the middle somewhat. Or, and I don't know. I could continue this vibe, but down here, connect that there. But I don't think I like that. I think I want to leave this. I want to go higher with this. Thing I'm leaning towards the most is making a triangle roof, or at least a pointed roof that goes up. You could do a lot with that. Let's let's grab our little uh, tool here that we've been messing around with. Whoops, that's not how we want to do that. I'm slowly falling in love with this building mod more and more. Let me rearrange myself here. How high would we want to go? Do we also want to move this up, maybe? I wonder, is there... I have no idea what some of these words mean. Oh, cool. That's cool too. That's really handy to know. Only one way to learn. Click on it and see what happens. Oh, I think this was closer to what I was feeling. What happens if I bump up the thickness? Ah, I see. Yeah, I don't even know how to say that. They do have. Oh, it's gone. Sad. Why am I not able to do what I want to do? Yeah, we've learned another tool. Or learning. That's center. There's different lines here. Oh, that's looped. There's so many things. Use stairs and slabs. Invert. Hey, he makes a bow. Oh, this is a even fancier tool than modeling. That this is Thad's candy shop. I think it is. I'm this is crazy. I what wait, where'd we go? We're at point two. Just in with looped. Don't do the loop. I think we just keep it. What happens if we do like this? Oh, it like adds the bottom section to it, I see. Use stairs and slabs. See, I want I want this shape, but I don't want the ends that we have here. Oh wait, here we go. Just- Whoops. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Undo that. Can I delete that? Oh, perfect. Let's doing a lot of different things here. I'm sorry if this is starting to get a little bit harder to follow. Oops. Now it makes me wonder what these other ones might have. Depth, radius, linear, looped, measurement. I don't want that. This is my favorite one so far. That's just nothing. Maybe it just didn't load right? Nope, not a clue. If we wanted to go tunnel, this would be the way. Oh, it totally would be. I don't like the way it uses stairs. I like my own. So for some odd reason, it's not like centered like how I would want. Ah, this one might be just too far. There we go. I bet this one's too far in. Let's take this shape for now. And I'm not a huge fan of it yet, but I just want to see. I want to get another view. Because it might just not look good because I'm looking at it from here. But we won't be looking at it from here. We'll be looking at it from here. Oh! Forgot I can fly through things. Can I bring that back? I really wanted that. We're just gonna move it down. It's our middle point. Oh. I think that might work. I know it might look a little silly at the moment, just because it's hard to see. But what I'm thinking is we have this general shape for it, and then it like has different parts, different elevations to it, where maybe this part might be lower, but the rest of it might be higher, or vice versa, the inverse of that. So many options. Anywho, we're at my mark for stream. I hope you found this a little bit helpful for building. I don't know. At least you get to see my thought process with stuff. A little more. We don't do too many creative building streams. A lot of times I do that on my own. It's nice to go through the process with you guys. It's nice to have an extra set of eyes. Is this a nice idea for the roof? Like if we went with this general shape, but we have many of them. We have some of them where it's like maybe a line of it that's further down or further up. I've seen designs of roofs that are similar to this, where it has just this simple triangle shape, but it's made so unique with so many things that like might drop down a little ways. There's some stuff that it's not all just the same cone shape that goes all the way along. Instead, it goes up and down in certain areas. Similar to how teleport over here. No, not that. Teleport. It's like this is just a simple block up and down, but all the different shapes with it and all that, I don't know. That kind of makes sense. We'll have stuff that we'll mess with it. Wow, that was 3 hours? Seems to have gone quick. It did go quick, I'll be honest. I wish the time didn't go as fast. I wish it had only been an hour and we had gotten this much done. This proves my point, though. we've been doing this for 3 hours, and sure we took a little break to look at the my solo world's creative world, just to look at some of that stuff and get ideas for pillars. But 3 hours, to get a good build, it takes time. Just proving my point. I'm really loving it though. If we're looking at one pillar, we get the view of the next two next to it. Or not one pillar, one statue. You get the view of it. And they're big. Like, you're not gonna get an eye level view with it. You'll get it more like this way. You'll see more of the face. You get the idea. I mean, I don't think we'll be walking through this too often. I think it'll be more of a fly-through with Elytra. It'll be fun. Time flies, but got quite a lot figured out. Oh, absolutely. More missing words. One day if we'll actually be typed out. It's okay. We did get a lot figured out. It's either I'm gonna figure out what you were trying to say, D. Clark, or I'm gonna put in there what I hope you have said. We did get a lot figured out. Is your finger okay, Hannah? I hope so. I'm really happy with this. I know I didn't work on the actual statues today. I had this idea. It's for the statues. I had this idea, and this is almost exactly what I was picturing. There's not many times where Minecraft builds that you think of actually start to turn out how you thought of them. Anywho, it's been a while. It's been a long stream. I believe Oscar is live. Yes, he is. So we're gonna go right on over there. He's terraforming. Oh, what a joy. He does a lot of terraforming too. A little different terraforming to me. He's doing a lot of terraforming where he has a big build and he needs to flatten stuff. I can't wait to see what it all looks like in the end. That, and I think Oz, like the outside of the palace, is very flat. He would know better. But anywho, Oscar is an absolute amazing streamer. One of my friends, I met the guy. It's amazing. So worth the follow if you're not following him already. And he has so many cool things like related with the stream. Like this statue is like the one thing that you guys can kind of mess around with me and like have things connected to it all. Oscar's got all sorts of things. He's got buttons. You can mess with his camera. It's amazing. But anywho, grab the raid message if you're subbed. Grab the second one if you're not. That's alright by me. I just really appreciate it when people do grab the raid message. It means the world to me. It really does. You guys got no idea. Nightbot. Thank you for the gift sub to Nightbot. I don't think Nightbot's had one in a long time. I really appreciate that. Look at it. It's beautiful. Thank you, Lana. I really appreciate the gift sub. But anywho, it looks so sad. It's been a sad time for Nightbot for a while. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I really do. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your night. I will be live tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. So I hope to see you there. Charity stream.